What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin. Today is the first day of Batman month. Sorry we don't have our Batman figures out. Too lazy to get them out. So today we're reviewing Batman New 52, Volume 1, The Court of Owls by Scott Snyder. Written by Scott Snyder with art by Greg Capullo, who does a lot of the Spawn covers, right? And this was the first Batman series in the New 52 reboot, right? Um, and it collects issues 1 through 7, and this went for 17 US, 23 Canadian, right? But like this is New 52 comics were really short, right? So it's like 7 issues. That sounds like a good deal. It's like for $24. No, not really. These are very short issues. Like this apparently won best comic series of 2012, right? Yeah. So this comic introduces the Court of Owls, which is the secret society that's been controlling Gotham from the shadows, right, for like centuries. And for the longest time, I thought that was the dumbest idea ever, right? But then I had to remember this is a new universe. This is a new DC Batman universe. Even though Batman looks like he's 30, and all the Robins are there, including Damian Wayne. Like, what the fuck was Bruce 15 when when he banged Talia? Like, Jesus. Like that's a problem I have with the New 52 Batman. It's like, okay, I get you want to keep some of the things from the previous universe, but it's like, dude, Damian Wayne, my god. Because Batman, I'm pretty sure, I don't know exactly 100% what happened and how Damian Wayne first came about. I knew he was created by Grant Morrison, but, like, Bruce was, like, 30 when he became Batman, right? So you're telling me he hooked up with Talia, like, sometime before he was Batman? Get the fuck out of here. Right, so, like, the book starts off with Batman practicing a speech he's going to have later on in the night while he's fighting, while he's dealing with a breakout at Gotham, right? Which you can see some of his older villains and some of his newer villains, like Flamingo and Professor Pig, which were created by Batman. Sorry, not Grant Morrison. Right? Yeah. So this shit was, kind of okay, but yeah. Here you see Joker team up with Batman. It turns out that's Dick Grayson in like a costume, right? A new holographic mask, right? Yeah. So here you see the holographic mask. They also have the contact lens that hooks up to the computer, the AR, altered reality contact lens. But by the way, this was one of the 5 books that Matt Reeves read before he went to direct the Batman with Robert Pattinson. By the way, yeah. So yeah, what happens is basically, he's having he having this dinner party where he's talking about, like, he wants to have a new public transportation system, right? He needs funding, right? Even though he's, like, rich, there's this new mayor who wants to, like, suck up to Bruce. While this is going on, this guy was murdered, right? And by the hilt of the knives, they think it's the Court of Owls, right? Which is this, like, secret society. But Batman's think this is bullshit. The Court of Owls aren't real. By the way, secret society, but there's like a folk song about you guys, and you have your you put your insignia on your weapons, right? It's so dumb fucking shit, dude. I know the real Illuminati groups do the fucking same fucking thing, but it's like whatever, right? So what's going on is Bruce Wayne, uh, Bruce Wayne is going to be targeted by the Court of Owls, right? And it happens at this, like, it happens at this tower, right? By the way, the guy who was killed works for the Court of Owls, right? Yeah, it happens here while he's meeting this guy. Here's the Talon guy, which I have a hero clicks of him. It looks cool, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's the exact costume, I'm not 100% sure. It looks like it. Well, it's similar, yeah. So yeah, this is where Bruce Wayne is kind of a dumbass, because like, he gets into a fight with this guy, and he's using martial arts and shit, right? And gets thrown out a window, survives. If it's not obvious that Bruce Wayne is Batman, I don't know who else could it be. Doing not very good job of hiding his identity. My main problem with this fucking Bruce Wayne is this Bruce Wayne is supposed to be a seasoned Bruce Wayne, but he's acting like a year 1, year 2 Batman. It's like, this is fucking retarded, right? So this is fucking retarded. There is a cool thing in the book where, he goes to investigate the Court of Owls. By the way, the whole reason why he doesn't believe the Court of Owls exists, despite all of the evidence that points to the Court of Owls exists, because when he was a kid, he thought the Court of Owls killed his parents, right? Killed his parents, and he went to investigate them and couldn't find any proof that they existed, right? When he was a kid. And that's his whole basis for why he doesn't believe that the Court of Owls exists, right? Despite all the secret bases, all the old photos. Plus, he survives a tripwire explosion that destroys the top of this building, right? Even, it doesn't matter what, I've heard vets talk about this. Doesn't matter what kind of armor you're wearing, how far you are from a blast. Just being near an explosion, doesn't matter if it doesn't, like, the shrapnel doesn't hit you, the fire doesn't kill you. The shockwave alone from an explosion, if you're close by, which he was right fucking there, it would turn your innards into jelly. It would leave a perfect corpse, but your insides turn into jelly. It liquefies. You hear army guys talk about that all the time. How they'll find tanks that went through like IEDs or whatever. The tank takes no damage, but everybody inside the tank is either dead or their legs are shattered, turned to jelly from the shockwave, right? So it's completely bullshit that he would survive that, right? And he's talking about how the biggest problem with tripwires is the psychological effect and like trying to avoid the debris, which is another so dumb, right? So dumb. And here's where he tells the story of how, like, he was a kid. By the way, he was a kid. He found an owl in his basement or like attic, and he killed it. Right. So Bruce was a bit of a psychopath. Yeah. So yeah, near the end of the book, Bruce Wayne goes into the sewers to investigate a lead, gets captured by a Talon, and is stuck in a maze for days, right? While this guy is fucking with him, right? Batman eventually gets out, right? This was the best part of the book because it's very psychological, and Batman is at best when it's psychological, and he's fighting not just his enemy, but he's fighting insanity itself, right? That's what makes like a lot of my favorite Batman writers, because they also write the psychological aspect of Batman's battles with his villains, right? So that was the best part of the book, right? And I don't want to spoil the rest. But also, I will say this, they resurrect a bunch of Talons, and it's a little gross, because it's POV shots, right? And they close up on the... Let's see if I can find it. Here, you see them resurrect some Talons, and they do close-up shots of the guy's chest and nipples. Erect nipples, even though he was dead, right? So it's like, what the fuck is that about? That was very gross, dude. Yeah. So what did I think about this book? My main problem with this book is Batman comes off very amateur-esque when this is supposed to be a seasoned Batman. And it doesn't really make sense how this Batman is both kind of young, but supposed to be seasoned, and he went through like a bunch of like sidekicks, because they show you at the dinner party. Like, look how many sidekicks he already went through. He went through Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Damian Wayne, who's his current Robin actually, and Jason Todd is also alive in this universe, right? So it's like, dude, like this fucking reboot that they did, that fucking does not make a lot of sense. How old is Dick supposed to be, by the way? Yeah, because he's supposed to be Nightwing, and I've read some Teen Titan New 52 books with Nightwing. Nightwing's like older. Here he looks like he's still a teenager. He looks like he's around Tim Drake and Damian Wayne's age, right? So dumb. So if I were to give this a rating, I would say it's a 6.5 out of 10. The art was okay. I think Greg Capullo is a decent artist, but I didn't like how his interpretation of Batman. But it's more the writing is a problem. Like the writing is not great. But yeah. So if I were to give this book a rating, I would say it's a 6.5. The maze kind of saved it, and there is a decent amount of action in the book, right? But other than that, it's not a good. It's close. It's close to being good, but it's not exactly good. It's better than average, but 6.5 out of 10. So our next Batman Month review is going to be The Man from Batman 66 meets The Man from U.N.C.L.E, which is written by Jeff Parker with art by David Hahn.